Well, as we end, one of the questions I always ask my guests is that if you were stuck in an elevator and you had to, it was going to be 2 or 3 hours, and they said we can play a movie for you.
Halle Berry. Oh,
a movie, yeah.
Sorry,
If they could play a movie for, if they could play a movie while we get you out, you could put a. You could.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should let you finish the question.
Yeah. What movie? Yeah, Mr. Dalvin from Jodeci did the same thing, thinking, "Oh, who'd want to be stuck in an elevator with?" No, but I was thinking, we're gonna get you out. It'll take about 2. It could take 2-3 hours. We'll play a movie. What movie would you say? Yeah, put it on. This would be your favorite movie, kind of thing.
Without doubt, it would be The Temptations.
Oh, that TV movie.
Yep.
Oh.
The Temptations, man. When I travel, I carry 2 movies with me: The Godfather and The Temptations.
Wow.
And that way, I don't care where I go or how long I'm gone or what country I'm in. If they don't speak English or whatever, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got my entertainment. That's how much I love those 2 movies. I just, as a matter of fact, just during Christmas break, my wife always talks about, how do you watch the same thing over and over? It drives her crazy. I could not tell you how many times I've seen The Godfather.
Yeah.
I've seen it, and I have it in every configuration. The Godfather, Godfather 2. I don't have 3.
Okay.
Godfather, the saga, Il Padrino. I bought it in Rome. I got it in Italian.
Wow.
Still, when it comes on TV, I'm surfing. I'm going, oh my God, Godfather's on. I watched 1 and 2 twice over a 2-week period while I was on vacation. Watched The Temptations twice. I just love them. I love those movies, man.
But The Temptation, how much of, because I love the film and I loved it based on Otis' perspective. I have it. It's one of my favorite biopics ever. How big, knowing them and being grown up with them, how true was the biopic film to, because we saw about with Paul, his very tragic story about the talent he had and stuff. But when you watch it, does it seem familiar from what you remember growing up?
Well, from what I knew, yes. Yeah. I didn't know it like Otis did, of course, but it's his story. It's his story. And I remember talking to Otis. Wow, it was the week that it showed on TV for the first time. And I'll never forget this one thing that Otis said. He said, "Man, you knew rough. That was rough, wasn't it?" I said, "Yeah, man, David Ruffin."
Yeah.
He said, "Man, Leon killed that one."
Yeah, Leon, yeah.
He was David Ruffin, man. Felt like David Ruffin could walk into this room after seeing that movie and you go, "Man, you ain't David Ruffin. That's David Ruffin." He was that good. Leon was unbelievable as David Ruffin in that movie. Yeah. So, but from the stories that I know, I mean, I don't know obviously as much about it as they do. But what Otis tells me, they nailed it.
Yeah.
I was when all that was happening, man, and I've told Otis this. I was a kid. I remember being so lost in the Temptations Getting Ready album.
Mm.
And the cover, they're like in the dressing room, getting ready for the stage. I think David's combing his hair, popping their collars. Stare at that album, it seemed like for hours.
Wow.
Just wanting to be there. God, what must it be like to be them, getting ready to get on that stage and do what they do, man? I just love them guys so, man. Just lost, man. And then, so then all those years later to have them on Video Soul singing with me,
wow.
We're to be friends. I mean, I talk to Otis all the time. That's my man, and to be friends, it's just again, you don't know how it happened, but I'm glad that it has happened.
Yeah. And the final question then becomes, what's your all-time favorite song? Because then if they're about to put the movie and they say, let's put
Ooh, Baby, Baby. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles.
Wow.
Ooh, Baby, Baby. I mean, it's never changed. It never will change. It's too late to change now. 45 years, or no, probably 50. Ooh, Baby, Baby is just such a great song to me, man. I've loved it all my life. And to me, it's the perfect example of that Motown writing. And a lesson in life that sometimes less is more. You know, it was so concise. I mean, I did you wrong. My heart went out to play, but in the game, I lost you. What a price to pay. I'm crying. Boo, baby, baby. You know, I mean, that's amazing. Mistakes. I've made a few, but I'm only human. You've made mistakes too. I'm crying. That's a verse.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. Oh, to be able to write that good, that concisely, to have that few words say so much.
Yeah.
Smokey, man. Smokey.
Yeah.
One of a kind. I was telling Otis this. We talked, this was last week. Just last week we were talking. And I was telling him how whenever my phone starts ringing off the hook, you know, my home phone and my cell phone, where you know something's going on, and it's newsrooms calling me to get comment, I know, the death of a music star. So and I told Smokey this, because I told Otis, I said, I told Smokey this in my podcast. It may be a strange thing to say, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. I said, but every time that happens, Smokey, my first thought is always, please don't be Smokey.
Wow.
Every time, man. And he said, man, baby, I appreciate that. Tells me how much you love me, man. And I do, you know, wow, this is a weird story too, but I once thought Otis was dead. Here in America, I got up one Sunday morning and getting ready to go run. I turn on the TV and they say on the news that Otis Williams of the Temptations died.
Wow.
And I go, what? So I go online and there is this picture with an end date and everything. Man, it just took me out. So about an hour and a half later, I said, well, I'm going to go on down to the canal and run. I need to get my workout in. I'm going to go and do that. Man, I cried all up and down the canal for 5 miles, just running and crying. And I got back home and I said, something's weird about this. Because another one of the Temptations had just died, I think, like a week and a half or two prior to that. So I go back online and do a little research. Come to find out what had happened was the Temptation who died, his middle name was Otis. And somebody got it all confused and had Otis Williams of the Temptations. It was the weirdest day because, you know, how we all feel like you wish that a loved one could come back.
Yeah.
That happened to me. He came back. You know, he wasn't dead. Oh my God. And so that night at 8 o'clock, I'm sitting here, man, in my office, and I go, how in the world do you cry all up and down that canal today, thinking that Otis is dead, and not call him? You know, he's here. All that feeling, so I called him. And he said, Donnie, this is the 8th call I have like this today, man. And I told him how I cried. He said, but you know, man, tells me how much you love me, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, goodness. Well, I think on that, it's the one thing I want to pick from that is to always, you know, make people be aware while they're still around, because you don't want to wait until they go and then we do this massive tribute. But why not celebrate them today?
You know, when I think about you, instead of saying, man, telling you when you call me, I was thinking about you. I said, I can prove it. How can you prove it? I called you. There's the proof. I called you. Yeah, that's very important, man. Reach out. You know, and I think that during this pandemic, that is something that became crystal clear for a lot of people, man. Yeah. Made us focus on our loved ones and what's really important in life. You know, I think I view that as a silver lining in all of this.
No, so where can we get you've got a podcast? I mean, especially if you have international audience, because most of us are outside. Is your podcast available on YouTube? Is your
yes?
Can we? Okay.
Yeah, you can go on YouTube. As a matter of fact, we have more YouTube viewers of it than the guy that I'm partnering with is telling me that it's very unusual because usually most podcasts are listened to.
Yeah.
In my case, he said, people want to watch you. They watch your podcast. So yeah, YouTube is where you can find it. It's the Donnie Simpson Show. That's
the Donnie Simpson Show. Okay.
Simpson Show.
But then if you have Apple, if you're on Apple and Google and stuff, you can download the Donnie Simpson Show podcast.
Yep, absolutely. And then of course Video Soul, Donnie Simpson. Video Soul is on Tubi right now, but going broader soon.
And we'll get to know about if that's those other streaming services might be available this year, 2022. You're hoping to get it in more market.
It will be this year, hopefully first quarter.
Okay.
That's what we're working towards. Yeah.
I mean, as I mentioned, it's been a great honor for me, because I started doing this stuff during the pandemic as a therapist, trying to find a way of just doing something because we couldn't do anything. We were all sitting at home, so I just thought, well, let me just start doing this, and it has grown, and most of the time because of DJ Cassidy's Passed the Mic, I started celebrating 90s R&B acts and being able to interview them. And the one thing I always used to try and model myself on was to remembering how you used to sit down and make people feel relaxed. And most of my stuff is always about their journey. And I don't ask them about, I don't ask about the music as much as them and how they navigated, because I saw how successful you were at getting to know people, and they became relaxed and we got to see them and stuff. So it's been a true honor for me to be doing this and sitting next to, talking to you, who is really a legend in this. And it's not just flattery, but this is something that, as I said, you've really blessed a lot of us, especially for me coming to America in '92. I left in 2003, but it was always an honor watching you on TV and just seeing how you just make people feel welcomed, and that's a gift. It's a true gift which we're blessed to be able to receive.
Well, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. But I want to tell you this, that when I was first presented with the invite to come on and do your show, there were a couple of shows that they sent so I could see what it was. Okay. And I felt the same thing about you. I was like, absolutely, I want to do this. And it was because of your personality, man, because of the warmth that I saw. The episode I saw with you and Donnie Robinson in particular, I was like, I love this guy. I mean, he's just, you have that same thing, just a down to earth, warm approach to it. So if you're giving me any credit for it, I appreciate that. I'm honored, but man, you have that same gift. So I hope you continue to do it, man, and to bless us all with it.
Yeah.
Do that.
Oh, thank you very much, Donnie. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching. I begin to